your business. Do whatever you want to do. 'Cause if it don't work out, here's what you ought to do. Hold on, Jesus, change is coming. Hold on, work around me. Hold on, you can make it, you can make it. Hold on, change is coming. Times in your life you have a lot of struggle you have to go through. You go to that friend's nowhere to be found. But you know, we the malfortune, the two ladies up here, we have our problems, but we have something we say that goes something like this. Because it's our men's day, we want y'all to participate with us today. So when I say la la, I want y'all to say la la. Repeat after me. So we're gonna do this right here. We want this side right here. La la, la la, la la, la la, how many of you are encouraged to hold on? I thank God today because this is an easy day for me. I don't have to preach. Amen? Amen. But I feel the preaching spirit. I'm trying to keep it down. But that's a word of encouragement to somebody in here to hold on. I know that things might be out of whack. I know things might be in a turmoil in your life. Children may be acting up. Money may be funny. Finances all out of whack. But I hear the Spirit of God saying, tell my people to hold on. But baby, I declare and decree today that the miracle that you've been praying for, the miracle that you've been fasting for, the miracle that you have been asking God every night, God bless me, bless my children, bless my home, bless my church. God says that it's about to come to pass. And listen, if you believe that it's about to come to pass, I need somebody to get on their feet and give God the best praise. Listen, this is for everybody. But if you believe that God is about to open up a window for you and your family and your finances, I need somebody to holler. I don't praise him because I got everything right, but I praise him because he's all right. I don't praise him because everything is all according to my plan, but I praise him because he's got it all. Yeah. Hallelujah. Somebody's been stressing about how you're going to make things work, how you're going to pass your assignment. God said, stop stressing and give it to me and watch I work a miracle in your life. Hallelujah. Glory to God.
Good morning, church.
Good morning.
All right, it's good to see everyone this morning. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. The speakers are this is my brother-in-law, Mr. Charles Dwayne Perkins. Amen.
Amen.
Charles is the owner, operator of Chick-fil-A Anderson. He's been there since 2006. A native of Newport News, Virginia. Charles resides in Cincinnati, Ohio with his wife, Kimberly, and daughters, Kendall and Karen. Could y'all stand so they can see you? This is my sister, y'all. Charles is a 33-year veteran of the restaurant and food concession business. Throughout his career, he served in various roles from flipping burgers at the age of 15 to director of food and beverage for Carowinds and Kings Island amusement park. Charles oversaw the construction and opening of all the restaurants within the Spectrum Central Arena in Charlotte, North Carolina. In addition to serving chicken, Charles serves his community through involvement in countless charitable activities and advisory boards for both the local schools and park districts. Amen, Charles. Charles enjoys spending time with his family, gardening, photography, and perfecting authentic Neapolitan pizza. And believe me, I've tried this pizza. Y'all need to try some of this, y'all. After the following selection of the choir, the voice you will hear is Mr. Charles Perkins. We'll have a song for you.
Help your children. Don't let them fall. morning, church. Good morning. How fitting that you would sing that song. It happens to be my mother-in-law's favorite song. And I've heard that song played many times in her home. Well, good morning. It's wonderful to see you all here this morning. So many familiar faces. My name is, as my brother-in-law Billy said, is Charles Perkins. And first of all, I'd like to thank and acknowledge Reverend Nadab. Thank you. It's kind of tough, but I'm getting it. And the First Lady. Thank y'all for having me here today. Also, I'd like to acknowledge the Men's Day Committee, Brother Relford, Brother Johnson, and Brother Smith for inviting me here today. So thank y'all. Y'all do a wonderful job in organizing this, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. Amen. I'd also like to acknowledge my family, as I mentioned earlier, my mother-in-law, Miss Janet Relford. Amen. And also my uncle, Mama Ella, and Uncle John. I want to see Aunt Ella. She's probably downstairs. She's doing what I like to do during these things. It's kind of prepare the food and get things ready. So I like to acknowledge them as well. And as my brother-in-law Billy mentioned earlier, my family, my wife Kimberly, for 15 years. And this is her home church. So I've heard many stories about this wonderful church from her. And also my wonderful daughters, Kendall, age 12, and Kara, soon to be double digits, age 10. So thank y'all. Church, I'm not a professional speaker. As a matter of fact, speaking in front of churches or large audience, like most of y'all, kind of makes me nervous. So when my brother-in-law Billy asked me to do this, I thought to myself, why me? Why did you ask me? Normally on Sundays, if I don't go to church, I may sleep in. If I'm nice to my wife that week, she may fry me some potatoes. And I might be able to have a nice morning at home. But instead, I'm here with you, and I'm happy to be here with you. As Billy mentioned earlier, I own and operate a fast food restaurant. And I'm very fortunate to do that, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. So yesterday, during my normal course of work, I found myself sweeping floors, frying chicken, fixing a broken refrigerator, and picking up trash. Not the glamorous job that a lot of people might think when they think about owning a business. But my day-to-day job, that's what it requires. So that's what I do. Oftentimes I'll come home from a long day at work, and my children will kind of sniff me and kind of stand back, and my wife will kind of say, maybe you ought to just put those clothes outside. And, I'll smell like chicken grease, and I'll smell like work. And I kind of think to myself, well, this smell was putting food on the table. And the smell is also putting the roof over your head. And sometimes I bite my tongue and I say, okay, dear. And I go on. So when my brother-in-law Billy asked me to come and say a few words to you today, again, I was a little bit, because I know the people of St. James. I've attended this church a few times. I know many of the faces in this room through family reunions and other events, and listening to my mother-in-law. And I know what you are made of. I know this church is a family-oriented church, full of hard-working, loyal, humble, enduring, and God-fearing people. And again, I said, why me? Why me? So I thought, what could I say to honor the men and the family of St. James? What could I say? And Billy looked at me in his own way and kind of said, well, Charles, just get up there, just be yourself. Be yourself, brother-in-law. Tell your journey. Tell your journey as a business owner. That's what you do. That's what you do. You're my brother-in-law. And, after he said that to me, 20 or so times, I finally agreed. Billy's got a lot of persuasive powers, and he got me here today. So anyway, I just want to tell you thank you for allowing me to be here, and I feel at home. And the biggest reason I feel at home, the biggest reason I feel at home is because this church and the people of St. James remind me of my grandfather's church. My grandfather was the deacon of a small church in Clover, Virginia. And if you're familiar with Clover, Virginia, my wife cringes because she's been there a couple times, and I don't think she's ever going back. I'll let her tell her own stories about that. She's got her own testimonies. But if you're familiar with Clover, Virginia, it's a small country town. I mean small. So when you hear people describe country towns, you often hear them talk about, well, my town only had one stoplight or two stoplights. Wow. Well, let me tell you, Clover didn't have any of that. There was no stop sign. Picture Clover. When I think of Clover, I think of red clay dirt. So if you're familiar with the country, you understand what that means. Old, dilapidated barns falling down.